Alright, boy, we're going to look at a couple of things here, maybe, alright? We got the old fast multi-frequency back on this Deus too. This is beta version 3.03. We're going to look at that HF2 coil over there. We're going to look at that mighty Manticore there with that little M8 coil on it. High conductors around iron. And then you see how short that nail is, and you see the mighty clad dime there, huh? Fast multi-frequency coil installed. Fast program. Silencer 1. Factory notch in the machine, speed 3. Hear anything, boys? Now I'm going to cut this coil. I'm going to come around this target right here some. All right, we got signal there, but I'm going to straighten up a little more. See what happens? Gone. From the hardest way, even cheating that coil, you are shit out of luck. 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches. You see that. Speed 2. Speed 4. From the hardest way there, you are SOL. Now, I'm turning a little bit. We're still shit out of luck. You see that? You notice that? All right, let me turn this camera off. That's not going to move. And I was in the 40 max band here, by the way. There's no tricks. This feels 6.8 disc silencer 1 40 max band. Notches off. No notch. Pitch tones. They're working. Look. You hear that? The easy way. But notice I can turn. See that? I'm cutting through there about 15 degrees on that nail right there. We don't hear much, do we, boys and girls? Let me turn this camera off. All right, boys, we got the HF2 paired. We'll look here. Our speed 2.5. We're in the fast program. Disc is 6.8. The silencer is 2. We're in the 53 kilohertz band currently. Alright, so there's pitch tones in this program here. Selected. You hear that, boys? Now I'm going to come around here at a little angle. You hear that? Now I'm straightening the coil up the hard way. Now I do have to play the coil back off the nail just a little bit, but not much. But now that's 53 kilohertz band. Speed 2.5. Here's speed 2. Now, iron tip is off. No ID in the window. If I didn't get ID in the window with this coil right here and I got consistent repetitive signal coming back and forth like that, I would be very suspicious in an old sight. And I definitely would be rotating. Now if we rotate the easy way, we've got 99 in the window. Let me show that, you know, in case somebody thinks I'm bullshitting them. I don't bullshit anybody, okay? So the hard way there again, you hear that. Every sweep of the coil, boom, boom. That's 4 inches over that. That's 2 inches. Frequency max going to 89. And we'll look at this here, no notch, 89 band. You see it right there. What happens now? Now I got a 9 in the meter now, okay? It don't come in all the time though. But you hear that. Now I'm going to move this dime, but we're going to put it back and re-sweep this detector. Okay. Now the dime is gone. The 89 kilohertz band. You hear that iron tone in that machine? The 53 kilohertz band. You hear that iron tone in that machine. Now the dime goes back. You see where it's at? 53 kilohertz. The hard way, boys. 89 kilohertz. The hard way. Now remember, I'm running this machine at silencer 2 in both of these frequency bands, okay? I'm not really pushing this machine, so to speak. I'm not at silencer 1. I'm not at 0, -3, none of that bullshit, okay? But we're going to push that Manticore at upper Ferris limits 5 on that and see what it does. And we'll look at fast, general, and all-terrain low conductors. Let me turn the camera off, turn this machine off. I never have two machines running at the same time, and if I do, it'll be a disclaimer. There won't be any in this video. Deus 2 turned off. Alright, Manticore's fired up. All-terrain fast. We'll look at it real quick first. The disc pattern is wide open. Upper Ferris limits 5. No stabilizer will be in any of these programs. Noise cancel. I try to go through the motions, boys. I don't want to sell any machine short, okay? Channel 9. Speed 7 first. Let me clean this screen out here. We don't want anything notched. She's open, boys. 24 sensitivity. This is not a depth test. I'll turn it to 23 even. Now, this is the fast program. Upper Ferris limits 5. Recovery speed 7. I'm sweeping 2 inches over that. I'm backing the coil up. I'm cheating that coil. I'm actually going to come around this dime. Okay, now I'm going to straighten up a little bit, right through there. You know what that Deus 2 with that HF2 coil was doing right there? It was lighting that dime up. Straighten it up a little more. You hear that. Now that's speed 7. Here's the easy way. Depth audio, you hear the machine, didn't you? Okay, speed 8. I'm cheating the coil. I'm 2 inches, 3 inches. 4 inches. Okay. Speed 6. I'm turning on it a little bit. Got it right there, and I'm going to straighten back up on it. You see what happens. Okay, that's probably enough. We can check speed 5, I guess, right fast. I'm going to turn on it a little bit. I'm going to straighten up on it. Right through there. Notice what happens. The hard way. Don't hear what we heard on that Deus 2, do we? All-terrain low conductors. Upper Ferris limits 5. No stabilizer. The disc pattern is wide open. 23 sensitivity. Noise cancel. Now that dime down there is a high conductor. Channel -9. Speed 8, the hard way. Upper Ferris limits 5. 2 inches, and I'm cheating the coil. Now I'm approaching the nail more so. I'm cheating the coil again. The hard way. I'm going to rotate slightly. I'm going to straighten up just a little bit right there. That's speed 8, speed 7. You hear some signal there, and I'm going to turn a little more. You see what happens. Gone. Speed 6 from right there. Speed 6 from back here. Alright. Speed 5. Upper ferrous limit's 5 now. Remember that. You see where that thing is painted? It's way up in the top, boys. We don't get anything like we did with that coil. Okay. Let's see. General program. We're at speed 6. Upper ferrous limit's 5. No stabilizer. This is multi-frequency depth audio. Noise cancel. Channel 2, speed 6, general program, the hard way. Nothing there, boys. Speed 6, speed 7, the hard way. Speed 8, the hard way. Speed 5, the hard way. I'm turning on it a little bit. I'm turned on that target a little bit. Got signal there. Now let me straighten it up a little bit now. Now we're coming back around. What do you hear? Hear how weak that is? What we do here. Speed 6. All right, I'm going to straighten up a little more. I'm still sweeping at an angle. That's speed 6, speed 7. Let's straighten up a little more. Right through there. There's about 15 degrees right there on that nail. Speed 7, 2 inches above, 3 inches above. Got a little signal right there. Speed 8. All right, let's straighten up. That's speed 8, general program, right there. I'm cheating a call. Trying to hold this camera still. I'm trying to watch what I'm doing here, boys. It ain't easy. So you see there's a difference there, huh? That coil hits that thing from the hard way pretty good. ID and error, but still in an old sight, you know, you're getting some alert there to tell you maybe to think about what you're doing. We may show one more test here. I don't know yet. All right, boys, we're going to show the Manticore with the M8 coil here first, and then I'll show just the Deus 2 with the HF2 coil. That's a modern style nail, but now that thing's got some age on it. It's probably 70 years old. You see the old quarter there, the old monster quarter. Now the settings have not changed in the mighty Manticore, but I will do a noise cancel. Currently in all-terrain low conductors. You see it there. Settings I showed before haven't changed, boys and girls. Speed 5, the hard way. What do you hear? I'm cheating that call from 3 inches, 2 inches. You see where that call is at? I'm cheating that nail, knowing where that is. I'm looking right at it. I'm sweeping right over it. Now I'm going to turn a little. There's 15 degrees, speed 5. 15 degrees, speed 6. 15 degrees, speed 7. 15 degrees, speed 8. There's 2 inches, 4 inches. I'm going to rotate the easy way. We clearly hear that was speed 8, the easy way. There is speed 6. The machine is working. Upper ferrous limit's number 5. You see where it's painting up there. Horseshoe going in. That is all-terrain low conductors. There's quite a bit of angle you can approach that quarter with this coil right there and not detect it. Approach angle-wise. You see where I'm at now? I'm turned on that thing. Fast program. Speed 5. Upper fares limits number 5. This is the fast program. Speed 5. Nothing notched out, horseshoe in. That's a big old coin, ain't it, boys and girls? Do you hear anything? I'm cheating that quarter. I'm going to turn about 30 degrees. There's 20 degrees, roughly. Maybe a little more than that. You hear anything? Speed 7 from 20 degrees. 4 inches of call height, 5 inches, 2 inches, the hard way, cheating. 2 inches out here, I'm cheating. Now I'm an inch. There's 2.5 inches. I'm over the nail and the quarter. Speed 8. I'm turning 3 inches above. You hear that? There's about 20 degrees again. Nothing. Now, I'm not trying to make this machine look bad. I didn't make this machine. I'm just showing you all differences. Upper Ferris limits 5, all-terrain, general. Noise cancel. Speed 8 the hard way. I'm 2 inches over that quarter. I'm cheating that coil. Now I'm coming up on the quarter. Now I'm rotating. I'm 3 inches over that quarter. What do you hear? Here's the easy way. You hear that strong audio. Back to all-terrain low conductors. Speed 4. Cheating a call. 4 inches over that quarter, and I'm cheating the edge of that call. Can you see that in that video? This is a no bullshit video. There's the easy way. Speed 4. You see the ID. We'll look at all-terrain high conductors. Upper Ferris limits 5. Lower I'm taking out. No stabilizer. Depth audio. Simple profile. Noise cancel. We'll look at the disc pattern to see if she's wide open or not. It is wide open. This is not a depth test. Sensitivity 23. Horseshoe button is in. I'm cheating a call out there. Can you see that? I'm 3 inches over that quarter. 2 inches. I'm advancing the call toward the nail. Nothing. I'm turning. Let's look at our speed here again. Speed 5. There's that 20 degrees again. 4 inches over the quarter. Now I'm over here about 20 degrees, right through there. The hard way. Let me turn the camera off. That quarter and that modern style nail are not moving. We're going to fire that machine up right there. Manticore going off. Camera on. Deus 2, HF2 coil. We're in the fast program. That's all I'll show. 2.5 is the speed. 6.8 is the disc. The silencer is 2. We're not pushing this machine. Frequency band 53 kilohertz. Factory notch is removed. Iron tip turned off. What do we get here? The hard way. Now, no ID in that meter. You hear that? Now I'm going to rotate. There's that 20 degrees right in there. You see what's happening? I got 28 in the meter. I got a 9 in the meter. 37. When I exit the coil out here to the right, I get about a 57. Gonna straighten up on it a little more. The hard way. The easy way. 77. 87, 83 in the meter, the easy way. All right, the hard way again, 53 kilohertz band. That's 4 inches over that, 2 inches. I'm gonna remove the quarter and I'll put it back. The quarter is gone. I'm sweeping the coil. What do you hear? You don't hear jack shit. Quarter going back approximately where it was. The 89 kilohertz band, same speed, same silencer, 2. You hear that? The hard way, that's 2 inches right there. 3 inches, 4 inches. I'm going to rotate. There's that 20 degrees angle again. You hear that? The easy way. You hear that? The hard way. Look where that coil is in respect to that nail. Can you see that in that camera? I'm going to remove the quarter. We're in 89 kilohertz band. Now this is a modern style nail, okay? But they exist in sights too, boys and girls, okay? You hear nothing but iron tone with the quarter removed. Now the quarter, I even put it up there closer to the nail. That's the 89 kilohertz band. There's the 53. Now I'm backing the coil off of it. Hear how much it gets cleaned up? Remember, I tried to cheat the coil on that Manticore, and what happened? Hear how that sounds pretty clean, really, when you think about what we're looking at there. A high conductor down the barrel of a nail. That's going to conclude the video. The Mighty Deus 2 and the Mighty Manticore. I like that machine right there too, boys, and I like this here too. They have their purposes in life if you're a metal detectorist, okay? I know that much.